tough restrictions for years due to concerns about mad cow disease. But Labor plans to roll those rules back. Cattle Australia Chief Will Evans says he has some concerns.
There's a lot of people who've got questions. The community has questions, the industry has questions, and because of the nature and the way this has been announced, with very short notice has been provided, we haven't been able to do the engagement that we would need.
Legislation's been introduced to federal parliament aimed at protecting penalty rates for about 3 million low-paid workers. Michael Packy reports.
Some businesses have been pushing for the right to offer employees a higher base rate of pay, but in exchange they would forego penalty rates and overtime. The Albanese government has vowed to block the move. Workplace Minister Amanda Rishworth has introduced legislation into Parliament to protect the entitlements.
They are a long-standing feature and a vital part of the modern award safety net.
The opposition's James Patterson believes the government's move could leave businesses and workers worse off.
Based on carefully reviewing the legislation, we'll consider our position through our party processes.
Businesses argue employees would be looked after and given the option to tailor their wages.
SA disability support organisation Bedford is expected to enter voluntary administration this Sunday. It follows an exhaustive negotiation process with the state and federal governments and banking and commercial partners NAB. It will directly impact 1,400 people with a disability across SA. A group of Australian women strip searched at Doha Airport have had a legal win, but their lawyer says their long fight will continue. They were among those medically examined without consent after a newborn baby was found dumped in a bin in 2020. They've successfully appealed a previous ruling and are now able to pursue Qatar Airways for damages alongside action against the airport operator. But lawyer Damien Sturzaker says he expects it'll take a year before a next hearing takes place.
It's been a very long journey, bearing in mind that this is an event that occurred back during the pandemic, in the midst of the pandemic, so we're talking now a long time ago.
And French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte have filed a defamation lawsuit in the US against right-wing influencer and podcaster Candace Owens, centred on her claim that France's First Lady is male. The couple claim it's relentless bullying on a worldwide scale and a lie filled with the campaign of global humiliation to promote Owens' podcasts and expand her frenzied fan base. Now turning to 5AA sport, and Melbourne will try to clear Stephen May over a bump which has divided the football community. The Demons are appealing the defender's 3-game suspension at the AFL Appeals Board next week. They insist May's actions were reasonable in the circumstances when he collided with Carlton's Francis Evans. He was found guilty by the Tribunal last night with his grade careless, high and severe. Carlton take on Hawthorn in the first round of round 20 tonight. The Crows and Port will name their teams for the Showdown, with power skipper Connor Rowey set to return. And Venus Williams' comeback is apparently set to continue after beating world number 35 Peyton Stearns in Washington, D.C., her first official match win in 709 days. The 45-year-old has been granted a wild card into the Cincinnati Open. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Valley View. Crash to look out for Grand Junction Road near Walkleys Road with a few delays. Also got delays at Brighton, urgent sewer works, Brighton Road near Summer Street. Getting busy at the moment, Main North Road and Enfield. A little bit sluggish as we speak, Marion Road at the Anzac Highway intersection with the Camera Whites Road at Paralawi. Guzmani Gomez's chicken mini meal, big eats at a mini price. Mini chicken burrito with free-range chicken fries and drink, just $12. Grab yours today at GYG. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy and 17 today, rain tomorrow down to 13 and showers for the weekend, tops of 14. At the moment, 16. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
In your suburb.
Good evening from Port Noarlunga.
Across your state.
A sombre scene here in Bordertown tonight.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
We begin with breaking news tonight.
South Australian parents urged to be extra vigilant.
Because your home is our home. Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey.
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Yes, good afternoon. 8 after 4 on this Thursday night. We officially embark on the road to finals. Round 20 begins tonight. A derby-filled weekend for all the non-Victorian sides. And Showdown 58, the centrepiece. It's team selection night. Who will make the cut? Rowey, Timmy G. Good afternoon.
Sammy, we're not mentioning the F word. We're professional here. We're not getting before the cut. Pig's ass. Pig's ass. It's round 20, rivalry round of sorts. Adelaide v Port, Showdown 58. It's one of those Port no chance, but yet they're every chance kind of games, aren't they? Timmy, welcome.
Hello, Stephen. You'd
agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to go through some stats will scare you.
It feels very similar to the first round.
Round 9.
Yeah.
Crows won by 5 points. You won every stat. I'm going to go through that. Before we do, welcome, Timmy. Pedal for Parkinson's.
Yes.
We were there yesterday. The 24 hours finished lunchtime today.
Yes.
Thank you to the Brecky team for covering it as well. Mark Mickens, 24-hour 19 team, 400 riders support for Parkinson's. We can report 123,210. And that'll help families and support of those with Parkinson's.
That went over the goal too, I think.
That was fantastic. So to the Hospital Research Foundation group, I mean,
they do a great job.
Oh, God, they're just terrific for our state. And the sample who backed that in with Chance, thank you very much.
They set it up so well.
Oh, God,
I was very fortunate today. I had to do a little function for the Port Adelaide Football Club. It was at Adelaide Oval.
Oh, good.
So I'm making my way from the Eastern car park, walking around, and I got there just in time for the 3, 2, 1, and off they went. All the rest of it. I saw David Hutton and Darren Chandler, and I went straight up to him, and they were standing next to the chocolate bowl. I said, "You blokes are only here for the chocolates."
Oh, it was good.
It was an excellent day. I did my ride last night.
But with all the team, I'll get to that. For all the teams, they need a team captain, and they need a volunteer to be there for most of the times. For people like Hutz and Darren, who were there for great majority of it.
Correct.
You know, to get the 24 riders, and some of them had to do 2 hours and 3 hours. Lucky you and I had to do one. Thank you to all those volunteers.
Absolutely.
That's $124,000 to a great cause.
Well, it's a great call because, you know, we had 19 teams, which is up
Someone's
7
got to put
on
it all
last
together.
year. Somebody's got to coordinate it. And I know David Hutton, out of his own money, he got himself a room in the hotel at the ground.
Well, he was there for about 14 hours.
It just gives me a chance to go and rest and then come back and make sure everything's going all right.
He's a star.
Nicest bloke in the world.
He is one of them.
Yeah.
So how did you pull up? Because my tush is very sore still.
Oh, wow. So
good, is
sore.
it?
The seats have to be looked at for next year. I'm telling you.
Anyway.
Halfway through, I thought, this is not good.
Showdown 58, it is Saturday night. It's getting real because it's selection night. Looks like Mitch Hinge has declared himself fit.
He's pretty confident, though, chatting to him this morning, that he's pulled up quite well. And that'll be a bonus if he does, because he played 15 minutes or thereabouts. So slightly fresher Mitch Hinge will be a good thing for us. We had a couple of other guys who were a little bruised and battered, but we're pretty confident most will get themselves up.
Well, we were at training. Cummins was one of them, but he'll get up. They manage him all the time. I think Crows will go in unchanged. I think they'll reward a winning team, and that first half was outstanding. The only one you would look at, and I just hope he can get himself back in there, is Sid Draper. Probably his best game in the sample. I looked at it again, 32 touches, he kicked a goal, 11 score involvements, 4 goal assists, plenty of clearances, tackles. He's getting his game in shape. So I think
I think you and I would play him.
Oh, I'd play him this week.
Without any problems. But, there just seems to be almost a development plan for him.
Well, they know what they're doing, because I was very critical of Dan Curtin where they're playing him. Look at his last 6 weeks, one of the number one players in the comp. So who am I? Matt Crouch is the other one, had a really good game, but I think they need him for a couple of weeks. That's probably the likely scenario, unchanged. What will Port do, Timmy?
Well, it's predicted that there's going to be quite a bit of rain and, wind and all right. So it's going to be similar to what they played in Tasmania. So you look at the side and go, okay, so who handled those conditions well and perhaps who didn't, and who would you bring in to the lineup to do that? So, look, Connor Rosey would be one. If he's fit, he comes straight back in. The only thing I probably would look at was Dylan Williams was the substitute. Got on the last quarter, wasn't able to have that time to make an impact. But you might want to start him rather than sub him. So he is clever and he can kick a goal. So
did he kick 7 for the Magpies the week before? He did
the week before. So I think
he's a defender.
Well, he started as a forward. And then he to get a game.
But you've only ever played him as a defender.
At AFL level, correct. So, but he can, and he's very smart. So,
well done.
If they're going to play him, I'd start him.
Okay, I like that. Ken, on defending the 3 tall forwards for the Crows?
I don't think we've got necessarily another tall that we'd bring in to cater for what they've got. What they've got, we know. We've been lucky. We've had Lockie being able to play reasonably tall at different times. Obviously, Asava and Thatch can play tall, but pressure on the ball is what's going to make any difference to their talls. Because their talls they've had a great year. Let's be honest. There's no messing around with that. They've been very, very good footy team all year.
Now, you can go through all the stats of the Crows since round 6, and they're off the planet. We heard some of them last night on the footy shows, but I always look at when they last played, and it was a similar situation. Crows were going okay, Port not so. It was round 9, Crows won by 5 points. But I want to read a couple of things out.
Yep.
Port dominated every stat that was any stat. Here's one. They had 21 more inside 50s. They had 30 more possessions. They won clearances 56 to 29. Stoppages or contested stoppages, they won plus 24, and contested possession they won. Out of that team, so you think about out of that team, and have they got better players in now than out? They've got 8 outs. Burton, Horne-Francis, Rioli, Finlayson, McEntee, well, okay, Powell, Pepper, Radigalia and Vicentini. Now, of those 8, you'd say 6 of them are walk-ups. I think Rosie will come back, won't he?
Yeah.
So that's a big in. The Crows from that game they played, Butts is out, Nankervis is out, and Rochelli's out. Murray's in for Butts. Pedlar's in, if you like, for Rochelli, not quite the same, and Jones for Nankervis. So
you're not losing much.
Not much at all.
Yeah. The thing about, I looked at the last lineup and just heard Ken talking about 3 talls and the like.
Yeah.
They didn't have the 3 tall defenders back then either. Zerk Thatcher was out of the lineup that time. That's so right. Radigalia was in, and it was Leo.
The Jones boy played tall.
And Radigalia just came back. So Jones did play tall, did okay. And it was actually the role of Bergman. He went on the ball, and we all went, wow, and he stood Dawson. Dawson had his lowest
possessions for the year. That'll happen again
with Bergman. So you'd think that would be the go-to straight away.
Oh,
and it does sort of, if Jordan lines up and goes, oh, not you again type thing, it's like, I'm going to have to work hard here, and he's a very good player, let's face that. But that's the sort of thing.
Game on.
They've got to get everything right, don't they?
They do. And look, they've been known to do so. Look, I'm not going to say it's a dead rubber. It's a dead rubber for Port. It's not a dead rubber for the Crows, because they win. They're ploughing towards a top 2 finish. It was really interesting that the 2 coaches for the first time had a dual press conference, because they have been doing them separately, and God, was it a love-in. Have a listen.
It's an unusual feeling sitting here and knowing that your opposition coach won't be there next year. He's already made that decision. But as I mentioned to Ken, I learnt so much from him, in the period of time that I worked underneath him, and it'd be sad to see him go.
No way.
But the next bloke, the next bloke coming in is more ruthless anyway. So
he's a bit more aggressive.
We'll see how Joshy goes.
I've just admired the way he's had to be as resilient as he's been, and I'll still have a Showdown connection, won't I? I'll still look at Nixie coaching, I'll look at Josh coaching, I'll look at Port playing. I still enjoy the opportunity to watch a Showdown, but Matthews, he should be so proud of what he's done, and to be as strong and as gutsy as he's been, I reckon, over the last few years. It'll hurt me to say I'm glad to see him doing well.
Oh, it's a love-in. It's a Showdown love-in. And Jordan Sweet, well, he tried to razz it up about the Showdown. Have a listen to Jordan Sweet from Port.
I'm trying to do the best I can to derail what they're doing a bit, and if we can give them a loss on the way home, that'd be great.
Imagine raining on someone's parade as your motivation. That's your motivation. You got nothing else to play for.
That is in the dictionary under irony.
Well, you got 9 first-choice players out. And look, most football judges, and I'm not calling myself a good football judge, but, and again, it's not one on paper. I just went through all the stats the last time you played. These games, over the journey,
they always bring something different.
Well, it's 29 to 28, so who could? But I think it's Crows by 60 plus.
Yeah, well, you've said that.
I have, and we've got a bottle of Uncle Willie's Port in it.
Uncle Willie's Port.
So who wants to join in on that with me? 822 300
Really?
Timmy, I've got plenty of it where it comes from.
Good on you, mate.
Christian, I just ring him, mate. I've lost this bet. He'd
be happy.
You get an Uncle Willie's Port.
He'd be happy.
He would not be happy. Melbourne defender Stephen May has had his 3-match suspension, if you like, upheld by the AFL Tribunal Board. May was found guilty of rough conduct for his collision with Carlton small forward Frankie Evans. Have a listen to Ben Dixon, Gary Lyon and Matthew Richardson.
I think it's rubbish. I think there's 8 inches that ball bounces the other way. Stephen May gets that ball. So now, what they're saying now is we've got a contact sport into a caution sport. So you've got to approach that with caution.
Yeah, and tackle.
It's the fabric of our game.
No one could reasonably think that they weren't going to get to that football. Frankie Evans' evidence himself said that I thought that Stephen May was going to get to the ball before me. So what's reasonable there?
Yes.
Is Frankie Evans being unreasonable?
It's a big ruling for the AFL and the game, in my belief. I mean, basically it looks like to me that if you concuss someone, no matter how accidental it is, you're going to get rubbed out. I think they just need to be transparent, the AFL, and say that.
Well, they do. I've been saying for years it's a game of collision sport. It's 360 degrees. There are going to be accidents, and that was a football accident. The thing that really pees me off is they go and get a biometric expert in. He said May had 0.56 of a second to make a decision on the last bounce and the rotation of that ball. Once it got to a point where there was a collision or a 50-50 ball, he had 0.26 of a second, which is a click of a finger.
Quarter of a second.
That's exactly right. So they said, quote, should have slowed down or changed direction to avoid a 50-50 football collision. So they're saying to May, you've got that much of a time to adjust your attack. Now, what May did was just ran straight forward. Yet he's going to get 3 weeks. Well, he has. He's got 3 weeks. Now, they're going to appeal it. This is the AFL Appeals Board. They'll sit with that next week. Now, May's out with concussion, so is Frankie, lost his tooth. Well, Frankie, here's one thing, mate. Don't go into a contest with your head and wear a bloody mouthguard.
Yeah, wearing a mouthguard's important. You didn't do that, and
No, I
you've lost a
didn't.
tooth because
I've
of
lost
it.
all
So
my
that's
teeth.
point number one.
But wear a mouthguard, Frankie.
He hit it hard as well. He got sconed. You can't blame him for whatever.
No, you can't.
happened.
No, you can't. It's a football collision.
But my view on it is that we're going to get these in our game. I think if they're that important about the head clash, then make it. If somebody's concussed, just say, okay, it's 1 week, unfortunately, but not 3. So Paul Curtis tackles a guy.
3 weeks.
He didn't mean
that
to happen, but it's a footy action, so it's 1 week.
Yeah,
just
but he
one.
got 3.
But I'm saying just make it the one if they're concussed.
Okay.
That way you're protecting yourself against the litigation. That's what this is all about.
What about this one then? Every AFL player has to wear a mouthguard.
A
lot of them don't.
That should be compulsory.
But okay, so if I was the advocacy for Stephen May, I'd say, well, he didn't wear a mouthguard. If he did, he wouldn't have lost his tooth. It wouldn't have looked bad because it flew through the air, and he wouldn't have got a concussion. If there's a dentist out there, what are the stats on wearing a mouthguard that you don't get a concussion? It's about 80%.
Well, it helps with your teeth staying in your head, that's for sure.
Well, if there is a dentist, please ring 822 300
Plenty of them.
What?
Dentists.
Well, no, but
they might be busy.
If you wear a mouthguard, you're less likely to get a concussion. So why isn't it mandatory to wear a mouthguard? Anyway, this has split the footy industry, I think, hasn't it? So in the half of the corner, which is the red corner, which is me, it's an accident, it's part of the game, play on, it's football fabric. In the other half, they're saying it wasn't prudent enough, he didn't show a duty of care. These are all their words, the AFL words. His velocity was far too great, and he had 0.26 of a second to change his mind. Let's do a quick straw poll up until 4:30 for a $50 Powers voucher. What corner do you sit in? And tell us why. What corner are you in? And why?
8223 0000. $50 Powers voucher up for grabs for our best caller tonight, so feel free to have your say. We'd love to hear what you think. Rowey O'Brien's in the studio with us today. So is John Ralph. He'll give us the latest around the Stephen May concussion and tribunal situation from Fox Footy. Craig Goodwin from our Reds. He is back on home soil playing for us next season. Can't wait to speak with Craig Goodwin. And, of course, the Showdown 58 team selection will drop at 10 minutes to 6. So all the rumours, all the stories going around, if you've heard something, we'd love to hear it as well. It's all built up to Showdown 58, 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Now more than ever, you need an agent who's not just out for a quick sale. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you're maximising your home's potential. There's a good reason Toop and Toop is defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients. With a history spanning over 40 years and a team of unrivalled experience, Toop and Toop knows what it takes to maximise your results in any selling conditions. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
Plant the seed of your legacy.
Centennial Park's new Living Legacy Forever flowers offers a heartfelt and sustainable way to commemorate your loved one. For the first time in South Australia, Living Legacy's groundbreaking science allows your loved one's ashes to positively impact the environment, creating a beautiful, lasting tribute where friends and family can gather and reflect whilst contributing to the beautiful botanical environment. To learn more about Living Legacy Forever flowers, visit centennialpark.org.
Score yourself a Cooper's Ugly Christmas jumper in July with Sip and Save.
Would love you to do that. Simply purchase any participating 24-pack of Cooper's beer at Sip and Save and you'll receive a token. Once you've collected 3, you can redeem them for a Cooper's Ugly Christmas jumper. It's a term for the jumper. Very warm, very classy, and a lot of colours. 6 different colours to choose from.
I still see them all around the place. They love them. And how about this for a great Sip and Save deal? Cooper's Pale Ale 24-pack bottles, just $58.99. You can always expect more at Sip and Save. More deals, more range, more service.
I like the Sparkling Ale 5.8, the red one. Blows your socks off, the best beer in the world. Prices may vary in country areas. Available while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Find them at sipandsave.com.au and do what I don't do. Drink responsibly.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
You know there's something pretty nifty in the world of phones right now. The new Samsung Galaxy Z series. Yes, the Fold 7, Flip 7 and even the Flip 7 FE. They're sleek. They've got these magnificent foldable screens, pro-level cameras and a battery with more usage time than previous Flip models. Here's the best bit. Pre-order one at Harvey Norman and snag a bonus storage upgrade. You'll get 512 gig for the price of 256 gig. The new Samsung Fold 7 is like having a tablet that fits in your pocket. Big screen when you need it, sleek and compact when you don't. This offer wraps up on July 31st, so jump in and pre-order your Galaxy Z at Harvey Norman today.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Why are we here? What is the nature of reality? Do I really need all that data to listen to history podcasts?
Huzzah! Question everything!
Especially your telco plan. Get the data you need at low prices with Aldi Mobile.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
I used to be outraged a year or 2 ago, but I'm not anymore. I just expect the players will now be suspended. The Tribunal did say that he needed to slow down or change direction. You can't do that as a footballer, but I just know with concussion and where it's got to and lawsuits against the game that players will get suspended more than not.
Matthew Lloyd at 26 minutes after 4, so 3 weeks for Stephen May, deserving or not. We're taking your calls from this snap poll, 8223 0000 is the number. For Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted, custom design, fixed pricing, a total peace of mind because trust is a must. Here's your traffic.
Afternoon at Dry Creek, look out for a crash on the north-south motorway near the Port River Expressway. Really slow going through that area at the moment, big delays. Valley View, another collision, Grand Junction Road near Walkleys Road, and Brighton, Urgent Gasworks, Brighton Road near Lynmouth Street. It's just near the servo there. Getting busy South Road, Edwardstown, with the camera Whites Road at Paralawi this afternoon. And Dan Murphy's don't match prices, they beat them. And with Dan's deals, get Oyster Bay Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, $15 for My Dan's members. Ends Sunday. Choose to drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Let's go to Craig at Gawler.
Hey, Craig.
Just quickly, again, same thing, like, we're all grown up. You learnt through the rules that if you didn't run through and follow through with your action, your coach was going to drag you.
Yep, don't change your line. Correct.
You know, exactly. Mate, you know, how long's he been playing footy? Suddenly he's got to change his thought process. The thing about the concussion thing, it's just not right. It's not right.
Spot on, Craig. I mean, if there is one thing a coach said, stay on line and don't lead with your head. Protect yourself when there's a few. All those things are out the door now. Craig, great call. You're on my corner. Hello, Rob.
G'day, gents. How are you?
Rob.
100% with Stephen May. As far as I could see it, they both hit the ball at the same time, and even we're at the point where Stephen looked like he took possession. To be fair, so 100% football collision. I can't understand the AFL's hell bent on changing the fabric of the game over concussion. Meanwhile, in other sports like boxing, they're belting the living suitcase out of each other, and UFC and all the rest of it. Why aren't they adhering to the same concussion rules that the AFL are kneeling down to? What's the story?
Well, they're worried about litigation and they're trying to protect themselves from it, Rob. As simple as that. They should all wear mouth guards. A lot of dentists have come in and said, yes, wearing a mouth guard does help with concussion. Hello, Greg.
Yeah, how you going? Yeah, look, I'm siding with Sam Mays. Of course, it's a ridiculous decision. And like you've been hearing before, I remember playing under 17s and similar scenario, me and another guy going for the same ball, opposite directions. And I hesitated. I waited for him to get the ball, and I tackled him, and I got him for holding the ball. Got a free kick, and next thing you know, my coach is pulling me off the ground. And he said, if I ever see you do that again, you won't be playing. You put your head down, you're a fast player, you go for the ball, don't wait for someone else to get it and then make a decision.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. Well, all that coaching technique is out, so filters down from the top. So I coached Nords under 17s for 5 years. How do I coach that now? Listen, son,
let the game
don't go hard. Slow down your velocity. You've got to have a duty of care. Have some prudency about your approach on the contest. And please, when the other bloke's about to get the ball, please don't hurt him. Hello, Mike.
Hey, how you going?
Mike.
I'm here.
Go for it, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you, Mike.
Yeah. I look at it in a bit of a different way. Like, I reckon he could have avoided it because he wasn't in midair. And it's like myself, I'm over 60, and when I'm driving a car, I've got like 0.5 of a second to avoid an accident. So I reckon he could have avoided it.
How do you know you got 0.5 of a second to miss an accident, Mike? You're driving straight and someone T-bows you in the side, you got no chance.
Well, that's different, but head on or someone in front of you slams on the brakes, you can, go to the left and avoid it or slam on your brakes. Like, I reckon you can still avoid it.
Okay.
I suppose the difference there is you are trying to avoid a head-on accident, whereas you're not trying to avoid a collision with the ball because it's you and I want to win it. So you can't. You're not looking to avoid that because you want to win the footy.
The instinct
whereas
is to win
two cars, you do want to avoid one another.
Yeah. Listening to the sports show in Dubai, being 11,067 kilometres further away, I thought things might be a bit different. ... But sadly, no. Stephen Rowey is still a flog. That's Billy from North Haven. Billy boy.
Oh, geez, they should ease up. It's 4:30 headlines. We're going to speak to John Ralph about this Stephen May situation straight after this.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. Police have wound up the latest search for the head of Port Lincoln man Julian Story as his family prepared to lay him to rest. Latest testing shows algae levels in the Port River and West Lakes are dropping but remain steady elsewhere. The government insists its decision to ease restrictions on US beef imports isn't related to its push for a tariff exemption. And Melbourne will appeal the AFL Tribunal's decision to suspend Stephen May for 3 games. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, got a smash causing monster delays at the moment at Dry Creek. It's on the north-south motorway near the Port River Expressway, slow going outbound. Torrensville, multi-car smash and Henley Beach Road at Marion Road with delays through there too. And Brighton Urgent Gasworks, Brighton Road near Lynmouth Street, just near the Servo. Coming this afternoon, Beach Road, Ingle Farm too. Rise and shine, Freedom's Mattress flash sale is on now. Get up to 60% off all mattresses. Hurry, sailing's Monday. You don't want to miss this, only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Cloudy tonight and then rain tomorrow, down to 13, at the moment 15. More news at 5 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Seriously, I will go class war on this. Some of these doctors are doing it so tough they don't know where their next cognac's coming from.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
They should call this damn strike off. It is a total disgrace. Their tactics are appalling.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Now, the cops are getting 4% a year. Bernadette Mulholland, if you go ahead with this strike, you are the dumbest person in industrial relations in this state.
5AA Breakfast.
You can hang your head in shame.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The ultimate road trip sale is back. Gear up with exclusive deals at South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Sale. Get caravans, campers, motorhomes, camping and four-wheel drive essentials and pro tips all under one roof. Plus, with free entry for under 16s, fun activities for kids and epic giveaways, there's something for wanderers of all ages. South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Sale, 24th to 27th July at the Adelaide Showground. Get your tickets online.
You wake up and you're feeling a bit off. Your nose is runny, but maybe it's just a cold. That scratchy throat, though, that could be something worse.
Test for COVID, Flu A, Flu B and RSV in just minutes with Cell Life, the premium 4-in-1 rapid antigen test. Fast, reliable results. Make the smart choice for your health and your family. Insist on the brand the healthcare professionals prefer. Cell Life at leading chemists and Amazon. CELLIFE.
Now, there's an old saying, life's a journey, and as you get older, you might slow down a little. I noticed that last night on the bike. However, the key is to ensure that every step brings more of what you want. And as one of SA's largest providers of retirement living and home care services, ECH can offer you more in every sense.
Well, we're not far away from ringing ECH just quietly, the way we feel. Now, whether you want more help around the home, more help with your health, or even the perfect home to downsize to, ECH is here to bring you more.
Most importantly, ECH won't ever tell you where you should be, but they'll always support you wherever you are and whenever you want to go.
That's exactly right. So, want to get more out of life? Just ask ECH about home care and retirement living today.
Harris Scarf Friends winter sale is on now. Save 50% off full-price quilts and pillows, 50% off full-price quilt cover sets and sheets, plus 50% off full-priced electric blankets and heated throws. Hurry, sale in soon. Conditions apply. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
If you eat too much junk food or drink too many sugary drinks, toxic fat can build up around your vital organs, releasing dangerous levels of chemicals that bring heart disease, type 2 diabetes and cancer closer. When you think of toxic fat around your vital organs, making some small changes like eating less junk food or drinking less sugary drinks is no big deal. Visit sa.livelighter.com.au today. A message from the Government of South Australia.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
It was a wet, slippery night at the MCG. The ball skids through at a fast rate, and you look at the first two times the ball moves, it moves forward very quickly. It's not to the last on that commitment of going at the ball and taking the ball that the ball bounces in a different direction. So the whole way through, Stephen was looking to win the ball, and I think it would be an overstretch to say that concussion gives him 3 weeks.
26 minutes to 5. That was Simon Goodwin, Melbourne coach. Stephen May, 3 weeks deserving or not. 8223 0000 is the number. We've got Riley O'Brien in studio at 5. Craig Goodwin coming up as well. But all thanks for Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life is better with your pals.
We're talking all things AFL and the man that's all over it. For Fox Footy and the Herald Sun, it's John Ralph. G'day, Ralphie.
Hello, gentlemen. I've had time to take your phone call. I just got off the phone of the Melbourne Footy Club, just trying to probe them in terms of the appeal process for Stephen May. I tell you what, you guys would have lost your heads at the decision last night.
Look, I wouldn't say lost my head, but I reckon there almost is a position now where if a concussion's involved, maybe it's a mandatory week. Other than that, I think like the Paul Curtis one earlier in the year, it's a football act, not deliberate. Maybe the one is just enough.
Yeah, and I think that the best part of this is, look, it's, in the eyes of some, it's a terrible decision at the tribunal. But we have only got 5 weeks and then, of course, finals until the AFL will act. So, as Laura Kane, the former footy boss, has said, there'd be some kind of, I don't know what you call it, an asterisk, a caveat, where Michael Christian would be able to say, hey, you know what, this is a 1-week suspension. I think all of us feel like 3 weeks is excessive, but if this was 1 week for Stephen May, we'd say, I don't know if this was accidentally on purpose. I don't know if this was a bit late. But if he copped a week, he was concussed anyway, we'd all move on. 3 weeks is the bit that's a bit hard to stomach.
Yeah.
Well, the thing for me is the game's got to cater for football accidents. It's a collision sport. A biometrics expert said May had 0.26 of a second to make a decision that the AFL Tribunal, I will quote, should have slowed down or changed direction to avoid what was a 50-50 footy collision. Give me a spell. That's this. Here you go, Ralphie. This is how long he had. Hear that? Click of a finger. That's how long he had.
No, I agree with that. And I think what it was really obvious too, and the AFL admitted this is not a bump. And so, so in the one instance where penalising a bloke for 3 weeks, and of course Stephen May has been concussed after Tom Niconing thrust his knee into his head. No one believes that one should be suspended. But, I think all of us would admit that if we're in a heartbeat, that's fine. Tom Niconing, footy accident. I think there are room for football accidents there. It's not a bump. It's not a high contact. He's not jumping off the ground. So, there is room for some concussions in football. Otherwise, we cease to act. And so I think in this case, as you say, with 0.26 of a second, that's why we feel like this case could have been let go through to the keeper.
So the AFL Appeals Board will hear it next week. So May has concussion, would have missed his what called the St Kilda game. So if he still gets 2, he misses another 2 on top of that?
He misses. No, he only misses the 3 in total.
In total, okay.
Yeah, I think it's obviously he's missed against the Kilda and then Western Bulldogs and West Coast. Let's face it. Simon Goodwin's coaching through his career. The club has tried to give him some guarantees, but they're playing pretty awful football. It was really interesting. Of course, Gary Lyon is I think he's a confident. I think it's fair to say that as well, but also a supporter of Simon Goodwin. And he basically said, they're playing plain football and they need to be a bit more inventive. But it was, not brave because Gary's a strong commentator, but it was like, oh, yeah, you listen when Gary's really ripping into, a bloke he considers a friend. And so, there's a lot to play out this season, and that's why the club's so desperate to get him off. But the clauses would be it'd have to be an error of law, which is a challenge, or, a decision that was made by the Tribunal that was so unreasonable that no board could have made that decision. Again, they're confident they've got grounds, but, we saw Paddy Cripps win a Brownlow medal after he got off at an appeal, but it's normally a pretty high bridge to try and overturn a Tribunal case.
How do you get on with Swanee? He's got his size 9s under the chair. I'm going to call him the change agent. The change agent.
He is a change agent. Yeah, he banned me for a year after I wrote what was a true story about Nathan Buckley sort of being sidelined and undermined by Mick Malthouse back in the day. But no, we get on well these days. That's the best thing about Swanee. Same thing as Eddie Maguire. Massive blue, call each other every name under the sun. 2 weeks later, or in Swanee's case a year with me, you get on. I think he's going to be no fuss. He drank the Kool-Aid immediately over the umpiring, didn't he? Oh, the umpires are doing a great job. He knows they're not. But, no, I think, on the Tribunal, on rules, what will be fascinating is that everyone who has worked inside the AFL says Swanee's just swaggering in there and believes he will get change made very quickly. But everyone who's worked in there says the bureaucracy is insane. You want to change something, it goes all the way up the AFL and all the way down again. It takes you 6 months. So he might have some challenges, but if anyone is going to do it, it's going to be Greg Swan.
You've freshly broken some news about free agency players leaving clubs and perhaps that compensation pick being a bit different. We've had some, what would you say, variance on what you get. I think you made the point that Buddy Franklin went for pick 19 and James Frawley went for pick 3. So there has to be something in that and perhaps cleaning that up and being a bit more fair.
Yeah, and there's different ways you could do it. I just feel like with such a draft, it's already so compromised. I don't think you should have a free agency pick within 10 anyway. So if it was that you said, okay, the best possible priority pick is a mid-draft pick. So after those first 10 clubs who missed the finals, and then, of course, there'd be some academy and father-son picks. But, if we can tidy up that system too, so say for Brisbane gets a Daniel Annabelle, who's one of the top 3 picks, it decimates their entire draft hand. So it allows other clubs to get a better crack at those later selections. So, look, it's on the list of things the AFL wants to review. I think the Oscar Allen pick, where Oscar Allen, who is not wanted by West Coast, who's a crock in terms of injury, is going to be handed pick 2 to his departing club. I think the AFL is saying this one's beyond the pale. Ben Mackay, Essendon was very keen on him. He left and they got, I think it was pick 4 in the end. West Coast don't even want Oscar Allen. They're going to get pick 2 for him. So, it's just about tidying up the draft. It's just about finding ways where if you go down the bottom, like North Melbourne or West Coast or whoever else, you can find your way up with a pure draft. And right now the draft is absolutely bastardised. And what we used to look forward to now could have something like 8 of the top 15 picks as either father-sons or NGAs or academies.
It's got hair on it.
And that's just not something to look forward to anymore.
Well, that's the AFL's fault, those academies. That is so unfair. They've got to unravel that. I hope Swanee can. Hey, before we go, Ralphie, my man, Herald Sun reporter and Fox Footies, Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller to the Crows. Take that to the bank.
Really?
Well, I just thought I'd make that up. I thought you might have known something.
Well, his agent, Benny Williams, who, as you know, has got some of the best clients in the business, he's over at the agents' conference today. And so, look, we checked in again last night. St Kilda aren't confident. You know, like as they've said, Naz has ice running through his veins. Because normally at this stage, with Tom Niconing or with, Sam Draper, you get a bit of an idea of it. Whereas he just doesn't, he's just letting no one know. They might as well pack up the St Kilda Football Club and start again if he leaves. He's that good a player right now. What's your best trade package if you are Port Adelaide? Obviously, Adelaide's got this and next year's first rounders. I just look at St Kilda and Ross Lyon, and I think they would be asking for 5 first-round picks for this bloke. And I'm just not sure how there's any way in which these clubs get it done. I know they tend to over the tradition of trades, but for this is not a Victoria versus SA thing. I desperately hope for St Kilda that Naz stays, but as I said, they haven't got much confidence themselves.
Hey, Ralphie, the rumours about Charlie Curnow wanting out, any weight to that?
Like having spoken to Carlton today, it's sort of like they feel like he looks at the grass and he thinks, it's greener over there, but then he thinks it's blue the next day, then he thinks it's black, then he thinks it's green again, and then he's fine. He's a cruiser, he's a surfer. He's just a good average old bloke who just wants to just do his thing. He's not really thrilled with playing under the pressure. He thinks maybe Gold Coast lifestyle would be great. Yet whereas someone like Christian Petracca, who wanted to blow the whole joint up last year, he was so angry at Melbourne. And they kept him because of obvious circumstances. I think Carlton feels like there's no circumstance in which they trade him. And more to the point, there's no circumstance where that ruins the club or the culture or the fabric. So, there's no doubt he's looking around. But, I think it'd be career suicide for any list boss or footy boss who traded Charlie Curnow, given there's only 3 that have moved since Buddy Franklin as star forwards. Cameron, Danaher, Tommy Lynch. They've all won a premiership in a couple of years of moving on. So, look, they are so hard to get. They're so hard to find. Yeah, Charlie Curnow will be playing at Carlton next year.
Well, Kurt Tippett moved because the fax went to the wrong person.
That's a good point. But I said great full forwards as well. How many pies did he get? How many Paddy's pies did he get?
Ralph, that was awful. Yeah. Hey, Ralphie, on that note, we'll speak to you. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, guys. Absolute pleasure.
That's John Ralph. Thank you very much to Fox Footy and Herald Sun. And he's a pal.
He is.
When you're after that special drop, get into Powers. Powerfield Airport Lincoln. It is the home to find the hardest find of wines, beers, spirits. Yep, life's better with your pals.
It certainly is. And just before we get to the break, there's so many unique homestyle food texts coming in around this, and we'd love your calls. This is the Stephen May suspension situation. Jenny Williams, 5AA Zone, has actually texted in during that chat with John and was really good. She said, love listening to these discussions. There are many studies that show why using slow motion in a tribunal setting is actually dangerous. And the screenshot she sent through is basically outlined slow motion can make actions appear more deliberate and severe than they actually are at real speed, potentially leading to incorrect penalty calls or suspensions, and seeing referees and the like are more likely to issue harsher penalties. And that is such an interesting point.
Well,
should slow motion be used in a tribunal setting?
I agree totally with Jenny. It's impossible to reflect on that when that isn't the real life situation of what happened. So, look, there's heaps of unique homestyle food texts coming through, some for, some against, and there was quite a bit about the fact that Stephen May doesn't vary what he does, and he's been doing this for years. So that's the way he plays. A few metres before impact, May looked directly at the opposition player. He had time to change his action, but you won't read this out because it doesn't suit your views. Sorry, John, I just read it. And
hey, ha ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. But a cricket batsman have less than 0.4 of a second to react and play a shot to a fast bowler at 150. I agree with the tribunal on this. May knew what he was doing, says Tom at Roseworthy. Whether he knew what he was doing or not, I'm not going to argue that bit. But I will say it's a totally different situation.
Of course it is.
You know the ball's going to come out of the bowler's hands, and you've got a 22-yard pitch to make that decision to do it. It's completely different, unpredictable moment. That's only, not even a metre away. Yeah. So it's a different situation. It's a hard one to match that one up. But, Tom, I know you're in the opposite corner. And that's fair enough.
All right. Well, keep your calls coming in. We'll take them straight after this, 8223 And just keep in mind, there's an accident on the corner of Marion and Henley Beach Road, which is a major intersection around our parts at this time of day. So please be mindful, Marion and Henley Beach Road. Let's check the rest of your traffic.
At Torrensville, multi-car smash on Henley Beach Road at Marion Road. Big delays in all directions through there. Monster delays, in fact, at Dry Creek with another crash, the north-south motorway near the Port River Expressway. And Brighton, urgent gasworks to look out for Brighton Road near Lynmouth Street, just near the Servo. Busy at South Road, Edwardstown with the camera, Lyons Road at Holden Hill. There's $1,000 to win every day with C Coffee at OTR. Simply scan the OTR app for your chance to win. T's and C's apply. OTR. Making life easy. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving now with City Discount Tires. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
Hi, Brett Hibbert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. OK, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of locate demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
Aussies love the ocean, the sounds of crashing waves, the sight of storms over the water, the sun setting over the Gulf, and the smell of that salt air in your gills. It just gives you life.
There's nothing like a sunset in Adelaide. It's amazing.
Best in the world.
This is what Ocean Bar and Kitchen are all about. You can enjoy delicious dishes or just have a drink up there. Unbeatable views of Henley Beach, like you say, right down south, right down north. You can see the whole lot, and it's through the ceiling to floor glass walls.
Up north, down south, Timmy. That's
Up
how
north,
officially
down
we
south,
talk
that's
about
correct.
Okay. Now enjoy the sights, the sounds, and
In
the
the
feel
water,
of the
get
ocean.
wet.
Plus the taste of mouth-watering menu. Well, that water on a high tide laps underneath that balcony.
It does.
You feel like you're over top of it. It is just brilliant. Their cocktails, the scrumptious snacks, the seafood, the pasta, the service. The owners are just brilliant. Great mates of ours. It is, and the chefs.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh, Adam Swanson, first class. Pasta aplenty night on Wednesdays. Don't forget that. Live music on Fridays, and the perfect destination for your next lunch, dinner, after work, drink, or function, because they can cater for anything. Weddings, engagements, christenings, birthdays. Look, Ocean Bar and Kitchen, they do it all. It's located on the top of Henley Surf Life Saving Club. It's open 11:30am till late. You'll enjoy it.
Don't miss the Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale this weekend.
Cheapest Chips.
Members get 30% off flooring, excluding Black Dot. Sign up and start saving. Offer ends this Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
You know there's something pretty nifty in the world of phones right now. The new Samsung Galaxy Z series. Yes, the Fold 7, Flip 7 and even the Flip 7 FE. They're sleek. They've got these magnificent foldable screens, pro-level cameras and a battery with more usage time than previous Flip models. Here's the best bit. Pre-order one at Harvey Norman and snag a bonus storage upgrade. You'll get 512 gig for the price of 256 gig. The new Samsung Fold 7 is like having a tablet that fits in your pocket. Big screen when you need it, sleek and compact when you don't. This offer wraps up on July 31st, so jump in and pre-order your Galaxy Z at Harvey Norman today.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 8 minutes to 5 here on the Sports Show. Riley O'Brien to join us after 5 o'clock. And in about an hour's time at 5:50 tonight, teams for Showdown 58. There could be up to 3 changes we're hearing for Port Adelaide. Will Connor Rowey play with that hand? And will Mitch Hinge be right to go? Your calls on Stephen May as well, 8223 0000.
There was a unique home-style food text in the ad break. We don't hide anything from our listeners because we're on the live stream and that. And Timmy was reading out a thing. Oh, boo-hoo, Rosie's going to injure his hand.
I never said that.
Well, no, it was We won't
take
say
the
who.
risk. You
Of
take the
course
risk
you do.
every day of the week.
Did he train? Yes. Can he hold a football? Yes. Is he the captain? Yes. Is it a showdown play? Come on, Mike, you're weak.
Let's go.
Hello, Tony at Darwin.
Hey guys, yeah, nearly Darwin, Numbora, which is right on the Gulf of Carpentaria at the moment. So, Rowey, you'd love the fishing up here, mate.
Oh, I'm
Big
jealous,
mackerel,
Tony.
big barras, mate. It's so good.
Hey, watch out for
Stephen,
those
mate.
things that go chomp chomp at night.
Don't worry, mate. I'm fully aware of them. Yeah, Stephen May unlucky, and I just what strikes me is the explanation from the panel.
Yep.
And then it takes you on to someone getting a knee in the head in the marking contest is not much difference. So how long before that comes into vogue?
Well, that always comes up, Tony, and it's right. So rightfully so that it does. Is if we're protecting the head at any cost and at all costs, and this is one of them, then yeah.
Yeah.
you may be in the head in the marking contest, you're done.
The unique homestyle food text from Simon said, look,
Thanks, Tony.
if we're suspending players to prevent concussions, fair enough, that's a noble goal. If we all agree that this was a footy incident with no time to change direction, then what exactly are we preventing? If there's nothing a player could have done differently, if there's nothing to reflect on during a suspension, you can't suspend somebody for an outcome they had no control over. So he's saying 0 weeks. The tribunal saying he could have.
That's the point.
In a quarter of a second.
In a quarter of a second. Hello, Steve at Golden Grove.
G'day, Rowey and Timmy. I'm with the Tribunal on this one.
Okay.
I think I've slowed it down quite a lot, and if you have a look at Stephen May, if he had put his hands up to grab the ball and made it a sort of a contest of grabbing the ball, sure, he would have got off. But he made the decision, and you'll see it, that he just tucks his elbow in, leans his shoulder out, and hits him across the head with the shoulder. He had no idea of actually going for the ball.
So you're saying he deliberately targeted him, Steve?
He deliberately hit him.
Oh, Steve, you need to watch it again.
No, Rowey, you look at it. I'm an ex-umpire, and I look at these things really closely, and you can even see in his face, he had no. He was always going to hit him. Now, if you have a look, if you put your hands up, if you were going to grab that ball, you were going to put your hands up to grab it. He didn't. He just tucked his arm in, leant the shoulder, and hit him across the side of the head.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see it differently. Thanks, Steve.
Did you
but I
hear
see it
Jenny
differently.
Williams?
Yeah, I did.
Text out. I've just been watching it over and over again ad nauseum. Jenny's so right. You watch that slow motion, then you watch it in real life time and in real time, and it's a totally different incident.
You can't slow it down.
You can't slow it down.
That's where you get yourself into trouble.
I still reckon he went to grab the ball.
Of course he did.
You say tomato, I'll say tomato.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Hello,
Edmund
Andrew.
Valley.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm sort of, in one sense, I'm not taking sides. I'm taking a step back and asking the question, aren't both players responsible for their actions? And that never seems to be taken into the case. It actually doesn't matter who gets concussed, who contributes to the concussion. And in this particular one, not all of them, but in this one, I think, and I'm not blaming him, I think the player himself, as Stephen's alluded to, they're not being, players are now playing kamikaze football, which is stupid.
Well, he led with his head. Andrew, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the outcome. So one young lad lost half a tooth and got a concussion. So that's the starting point for the AFL. They work back from that. Well, someone's been knocked out. Someone got hit in the head. So whose fault is it? Oh, it has to be his. He had 0.2 of a sixth of a second change. That's wrong. That is just the wrong way to look at it. He wasn't prudent. He didn't show a duty of care. I heard them say his velocity at the contest was too great. He could have slowed down. He could have changed direction. He could have done a lot of things. We all could do a lot of things. But one thing you want to do in football is play the game. Not brutal. What's the word I'm looking for? You want to play the game.
Hard but fair.
That's a good analogy. Hard but fair. And hard but fair means stay on your line. Don't deviate off your line and put your head down over the contest and win a 50-50 ball. It's all about the contest. So let's take the contest out of it then.
Well, it's incredible.
Well, that's what they're telling us to do. Take the contest out of
it. The
it.
duty of care for another person is more important than the duty of care for yourself. And players don't seem to look at that anymore. It is.
Well, good luck coaching that.
3 minutes to 5. We've got the news coming up. Riley O'Brien will weigh in next after the news.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Ready for a fresh start in the location you love? Speak with Rossdale Homes. At Rossdale, we specialise in knockdown rebuilds, giving you a brand new home at your favourite address. Whether it's a single story, 2-story or split level design, we'll custom build a home that fits your style, needs and budget. And with our fixed price contracts, you'll have complete peace of mind from start to finish. Rossdale Homes, your local SA builder, because trust is a must.
The SUV you haven't met yet. JQ has arrived, and Morford Vale is the only place you'll find them. Premium looks, smart tech, designed for beach getaways, back road breaks and school runs with flair. Plus an 8-year warranty and Australia's first future price promise. You won't just love the ride, you'll love the peace of mind. Only available at JQ Morford Vale. Built for this wild life. Wildly cool. Main South Road. T's and C's apply.
Timmy, you know this fact. Nobody knows paint like Crowies. Nobody. No. Well, actually, I'll tell you who knows Crowies is their staff.
Yeah, of course.
Behind the counter. God, they're good.
Crowies know Crowies.
Crowies know Crowies.
Right.
And I'm a Crowie and I know Crowies because I know Crowies. I went in on Sunday to the one on Main North Road Prospect.
Yes, you did.
God, they looked after us. As they do with everyone. What are you painting, Rowey? I'm doing an 8S booth.
Yeah.
How many coats do I need? Well, what is it? Well, it's form of gyprock. Well, you need to undercoat that. Or you'll need to use this paint, which has got an undercoat in it. A little bit more expensive, but you won't have to do 3 coats. It's 2 and it'll save you a couple of $100.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Happy days.
ADS booth.
Yep, 8S booth. And I'm walking out. They said, oh, have you got a roller sleeve? Oh, shivers, forgot about that. Have you got a bucket? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What did I swear then?
No.
I forgot about everything. But that's what they do is you're walking out. If you've got the tape, you've got this, you've got a brush.
Because you'll forget and have to come back.
And they don't want you coming back. They want you done. I love this mob. They're great. They only sell premium quality paint. So you know when you're giving it a good lick, give it a good lick. You know when that lick's on the wall?
Yes.
It's a perfect lick of paint, premium paint, at the best price. Nobody can lick like Crowies lick, the paint on the wall.
No way.
Don't you worry about that.
You got to give that up.
Crowiespaints.com.au.
Your daily cup of OTR just got a whole lot richer. Buy NEC coffee for a chance to win $1,000 daily when you scan the OTR app. In September 2, T's and C's apply. SAP 25/835. OTR. Serving up seriously good coffee.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Cloudy tonight and rain tomorrow, a high of 13. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brantig.
Agostino Mitsubishi's is overstocked with demos that must be cleared. Upgrade your vehicle today. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Police have wound up the latest search for the head of Julian's story in Port Lincoln. He was allegedly killed and dismembered by his partner, Tamika Chesser, last month. Detective Superintendent Darren Filkey says she shed no light on the matter.
We're not in a position yet to be able to talk to Tamika. She's currently detained, as you're aware, in James Nash House, and we don't have the opportunity at this point in time to interview her. When we do, we will, and we're hopeful that she will be able to help us with some information. But at this stage, we're not in a position to be able to talk to her.
While police divers have continued to search around Garden Island for the remains of Melissa Trussell, they're focusing on a vehicle found last Friday. Melissa disappeared 25 years ago and is presumed murdered. Bedford has announced it will enter voluntary administration, impacting more than 1,400 people with a disability across SA. The not-for-profit group has been operating in SA for more than 80 years, but has been facing financial challenges. NAB has provided additional funding to support ongoing operations in the short term, while Bedford negotiates with the state and federal governments about its financial needs. Premier Peter Malinauskas will meet with Bedford tomorrow. A sea turtle and a gummy shark are the latest marine animals to wash up dead as the toxic algal bloom continues to take its toll. 18 metro sites and 22 around the Murray Mouth and Coorong are being tested on a weekly basis. Primary Industries Chief Professor Mehdi Daroudi says levels of algae seem to be reducing.
Good news here is that both Port River and West Lake significant drop in the number of crania we found in this latest testing. No sign of elevation in other sites.
While SA government leaders will brief their counterparts across the country next week. The federal government's defending its decision to allow US beef imports into Australia amid criticism from the opposition. American beef has been subject to tough restrictions for years because of fears about mad cow disease. The Nationals and key farming groups want an inquiry into Labor's decision to roll back the rules. A group of Australian women strip-searched at Doha Airport have had a win in their legal case over the incident 5 years ago. Josh Bryant reports.
The women were among those taken off their flight and medically examined without their consent after a newborn baby was discovered abandoned in a bathroom at Doha Airport in 2020. They appealed a previous decision blocking them from pursuing Qatar Airways over the incident. The full court of the federal court ruling the action against the airline can go ahead. They've failed in a bid to also pursue Qatar's Civil Aviation Authority. The matter will now proceed to a hearing, but the lawyer for the women doesn't expect that to happen until at least next year.
And a young driver has escaped jail for a crash that left a cyclist comatose and permanently injured. 22-year-old Ethan Shane Nichols has been fined $1,400, ordered to perform community service and banned from driving for 12 months for the crash on Norton Summit Road in 2023. He pleaded guilty to aggravated driving without due care. Cyclist Zeke Badman suffered injuries to his brain, spine, chest, legs, ribs and lungs, requiring an induced coma and surgery. Now turning to 5AA Sport in Melbourne, will appeal Stephen May's controversial suspension. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
It's a case which has divided the football community. Melbourne defender Stephen May was found guilty of rough conduct by the AFL Tribunal over a high-speed collision with Carlton's Francis Evans. May arrived at the contest a split second after Evans, leaving the Blues forward concussed, was last night suspended for 3 matches. The Demons have since confirmed they will challenge the verdict, claiming May's intention was to win the ball and that his actions were reasonable.
Carlton take on Hawthorn in the first game of round 20 tonight, while the Crows and Port will name their teams for the Showdown. Power skipper Connor Rowey is set to return, while the Crows will have to make a decision on Mitch Hinge, who has a corked hip. And Nick Kyrgios has lashed out at Yannick Sinner after he announced high-performance coach Umberto Ferrara has returned to his team. The fitness coach has been rehired 12 months after he was cut loose in the middle of Sinner's doping storm. The world number one received a 3-month ban after testing positive for an anabolic steroid, laying the blame on his team. Kyrgios has posted on X, he got the same doc back. We've been played, ladies and gentlemen. While Australian tennis great and former Australian Open chief Paul McNamee called the move astonishing. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Dry Creek, a real schmozzle got a crash on the north-south motorway. It's near the Port River Expressway. It's only one car. It's just gone into a barrier, but delays are kilometres long. Avoided tonight. Torrensville, multi-car smash on Henley Beach Road at Marion Road, causing big delays too. And Salisbury Heights, a trailer has tipped over, less than ideal. Main North Road near Target Hill Road, you guessed it, big delays there too. Cameras Kings Road, Paralawi and South Terrace at Paraka. Score a screamer of a deal at BWS. Get a 6-pack of Woodstock Bourbon and Cola 4.8% cans for $25. Hurry, offer ends Sunday. T's and C's apply. Choose your drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy tonight, down to 7, then rain tomorrow, a high of 13. Showers on Saturday, 14, and more of the same on Sunday, also 14. At the moment, 15. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
In your suburb.
Good evening from Port Noarlunga.
Across your state.
A sombre scene here in Bordertown tonight.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
We begin with breaking news tonight.
South Australian parents urged to be extra vigilant.
Because your home is our home. Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Hi, Daniel Talia here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. If you've received a letter from us in your mailbox, don't throw it away. You may be throwing away a golden opportunity to sell your home at market value. With zero effort, advertising fees or commissions, you'll save thousands of dollars. If you've received a letter from us, it means we're serious about buying your home. For more info, visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Willington. Understaffing in our hospitals is harming you and me. We urgently need a workforce plan to identify the right number of doctors for each of our hospitals and health services. And we need fair wages and conditions to attract and keep doctors so you can access care when you need it. Help make our health system safer for you and safer for me. Visit safermedicalstaffing.com.au. Authorised by Dr. Laura Willington, President, South Australian Salaried Medical Officers Association, Adelaide.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
It's 8 minutes after 5 on this Thursday night. Round 20 kicking off this evening at the MCG. It's the Hawks and Blues. That'll be live on 5AA. Still to come on the show. We'll have Craig Goodwin on upon his return home to Adelaide United, which is fantastic to see. We'll speak to him at 5:30. Showdown 58 team selection. There's a little bit going around. Will Connor Rowey play? Will Mitch Hinge play? We'll get all those questions asked very soon this hour. And your calls, 8223 0000. The Stephen May suspension at the Tribunal last night. 3 games. Did he deserve it or not? We'll get your calls around that for the rest of the show tonight as well. We're on the Ranella Hyundai live stream on Facebook and YouTube, but all thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. They have cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs, the lot. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Crow's big man, Riley O'Brien.
You up the OG! Riley O'Brien!
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Rob, welcome.
Thanks, boys. Great to be back in.
On another fantastic win, I was walking out with a group of luminaries of our game and calling the footy after the game, and we're in the lift going down after that magnificent Gold Coast win, and we're all talking about the player the Crows could least afford to lose, and unanimously we said Riley O'Brien. If Riley O'Brien was to go down, our season's done.
I'm not sure about that, mate. I think there's a few guys I'd named before me, but that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Well, we need to tuck you in.
Well, I don't think anyone's irreplaceable, Roy.
No, well, that's true.
You look back at 97. You look at Modra going down, and there's plenty of other cases.
Yeah,
so
fair call.
Won't
very
buy into
modest.
that.
Very modest. Stephen May got 3 weeks.
As a Port supporter, you would say that about Josh Franco and Primus.
Exactly. Yeah. Someone stood up as a skipper.
There you go.
Warren Gary Treadray. And you had number 16 on your back.
Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, huge fan.
We're going to get a presentation done,
That is
I
still
reckon.
the funniest thing I've heard this year. Hey, just quickly, there's a couple of footy things, and we'll get on to that great win against Gold Coast, and then obviously Showdown 58. Stephen May got 3 weeks for a football collision.
Yeah, I did see that. And they're coming down pretty hard, aren't they? On any the outcome is bad. Obviously, it's a guy getting knocked out, but yeah, it's pretty hard to avoid that, isn't it? You feel for him.
Okay, you do that in a prelim. Would you like to miss a grand final for that incident?
Yeah, you'd be pretty flat, wouldn't you?
But that's got to be the filter.
Yeah.
You should not miss a game for a football collision.
Exactly. Same thing. If he was going to win the Brownlow and he missed the Brownlow because of that, it's not malicious. It's not intentional. It's certainly it'd certainly be pretty stiff to miss out in the grand final.
Well, there was a bloke that missed out on a grand final for taking a peptide that had water in it, and there was another bloke that did a trip. Who was the one that tripped someone and got Mr. Brownlow? What was his name? Played at the Western Bulldogs.
Oh, you're talking about Chris Grant.
Chris Grant.
Yeah.
Didn't he lose a Brownlow for a trip?
Yes.
Anyway,
it was something minor, but...
That was as good a half of football as I've seen from any team this year. That is a statement versus the Gold Coast. To be 9-5 to 4 points at half-time was incredible.
Yeah, we're pretty slick, weren't we, Rowie? Our defenders from the start were marking absolutely everything. They were unbelievable behind the ball, and then ahead of the ball, we were just scoring goals, and Alex Neil-Bullen looked like prime Dustin Martin there for a while, and it was a great game all round.
That's really good. I want to play you this, and numbers don't lie. And at the end of the game, Campo does the awards, and I said, can I give our back six the 3 votes? They had 21 intercepts up to half-time. They were just amazing with their numbers and their marks. And there were 2 people that stood out. But numbers don't lie. Champion Data have every stat that's any stat about any team. This bloke's name is Daniel Hoyne. Daniel Hoyne. Have a listen.
His name's Daniel.
Have a listen to Dan about the Crows' defence.
No one should be surprised with what they are doing. Over the whole season, their defensive profile is the best defensive profile in the competition. Up until round 5, they were conceding 92 points. Post-gather round, so round 6 to 19, defensively, in the 4 key areas that we look at, 1, 1, 1 and 1. Unbelievable. It is bulletproof. They are giving up 63 points a game for a 4-month period. So what they're doing at the moment, if it continues, only Geelong in 2022, who won a flag by 81 points, and Sydney in 2014, who reached a grand final, would have conceded fewer points over a 4 or 5 month period.
Bulletproof, 1-1-1, conceded only 63 points since round 6. I'm just going over it. Worrell and Keane, number 1 and 2 for intercepts in the AFL. They've had 156 one-on-ones, have been outmarked 14 times. Wow. That is off the planet numbers.
Mate, our defence has been unbelievable. And on Josh Worrell, I've never been one to buy into some guys talk about the Victorian bias over here. You guys probably talk about that. They call the AFL the VFL, that sort of thing.
I do all of that.
Very Victorian-centric.
Yeah.
I've never bought into that. But if Josh Worrell is not on the half-back flank of the All-Australian team, I will be jumping on that wagon.
You'll get a number 1 ticket.
I'll be calling the AFL the VFL full-time, and I'll be crying from the rooftops about the Vic bias for the rest of the year.
I love it.
Well, it's true. There is a bias.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable as our third tall, along with those other guys, but he has been unbelievable.
Yeah. And his delivery by foot, his decision-making, his intercepts, his marking, his spoiling, he has had an All-Australian year.
He's been the full package. That chase down tackle on Nick Watson, his last line efforts on the goal line, his spoiling work, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, we've got 5 weeks to go in finals. We'll get to all of that. But you've got a bit to... he's got a bit to thank you for. There was a number of players, and you being one, that maybe took him under his wing and took him from being a footballer to a professional. Well, you shower with him all the time and have those ice baths and all that stuff. You hold hands and you budgie smugglers.
Yeah.
You've turned him into an elite player.
Yeah,
Rob.
He has been elite. Yeah, I mean, he came in a bit rough around the edges like we all do, and you get straightened out by a few guys and get a few clips across the ears. Tex got into him a few times, and Rowey, you minded his dogs a few times, so I think that really helped him on his journey.
One dog, it was a mutt. Yeah. He went and bought another one.
Well,
it was more James, but we got lugged with him.
All those little things add up, mate. So you've played a role in his journey, so well done.
So he could play well on a weekend because he knew his dog was being looked after.
Exactly.
If only he knew it wasn't being looked after.
Well, yeah, exactly. And maybe he can work on his dog training as well as his football ability.
Oh, that's going to get back to old Joshy boy. Now, you got the Showdown 58 this week. What does the Showdown mean to you, Rob?
Mate, it's a huge game. Obviously a huge build-up every time, and form sort of goes out the window a little bit for Showdown. So I'm very, very excited, and I think they'll be very fired up. It'll be their grand final almost this week, so we're ready for that.
Last time I spoke to you post the Showdown, Port Adelaide went down by 5 points. They won a lot of KPIs, couldn't finish it off. The turning point of the game for me was the 5-minute mark of last term. They took Visentini off. Finlayson goes in. You end up running off to half forward, take a mark, give off to Rankin. It created a goal. The second bounce after that, still Finlayson, not Visentini. You slap it out into Dawson's path and down they go and get another goal. That was the difference in the game. For you, if you see that second ruckman in any team come up against you in a centre bounce, what are you thinking?
Yeah, your eyes certainly light up, and it's time to get some more offensive plays and start running some routes out there because you sort of want to take advantage of that when it's there, and it certainly is a big advantage when you have a second ruck in there, and you can get some looks out the front, and it can really damage teams from the centre bounce, especially with the 6-6-6 look.
And the way you guys work, you wouldn't have you're blessed because you got Riley Philthorpe. But you try to match up, I would imagine, that you're staying out there while their number one's out there.
Yeah, generally. Like the last couple of weeks, playing against Max Gawn and Jared Witts, I'd come off when they came to the bench to try and avoid that matchup.
Gee, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, even though we've got Riley, who's a very good second ruck,
you can tell
we
it
still try and do that.
Made me angry that day when
Let
that
it
happened.
go.
No,
Let it go, buddy.
No, I need the lesson to be learned, and that's why I'm previewing it now for Saturday.
Okay, can I just come back at my co-commentator here? Your team that game had 21 more inside 50s.
Yeah,
so
I know
there was
all about
plenty
that.
of opportunities
I know all about
to score.
But you know what? Still, don't make errors like this. Jordan Sweet is an opponent. What's he like?
Well, he was the highest rated player of the round last week in the AFL, so he had a pretty good day. And he certainly have had some good battles with him. He's very strong and very big and can get very aggressive in the ruck. So I've got my hands full wrestling him all day in there, and he's certainly a bruising opponent around the stoppage.
All right.
What would you say as far as professionalism goes or football cred if a certain on-air presenter was to bet the other on-air presenter a bottle of really good Tawny Port from a very good winery in Rusden's, that one team would beat that other team by 60 points or more? Is that a bet that you would think was smart, dumb, insensitive, had no cred, or you'd like to get onto?
I'll probably stay out of that bet.
Because Ned McHenry jumped on that bet. Ned McHenry, your little mate, jumped on that bet. Did he or did he not on Tuesday?
He's going to owe me one as well. Is that what you're saying?
We might have to revisit that chat about the 0 and 10 row. We're not getting too far ahead of ourselves. But we will just try and get the 4 points, whether that's by 5 points or 50. We just want to get the 4 points. So we'll see what happens, mate. I can't guarantee that, that's for sure.
You do know they've got 9 of their best players out. You do know that they're decimated. You do know that they're off a couple of, not so good at games. You do know that, they've got the queue in the rack because their season's over, and you do know that all they want to do is rain on your parade. That's their incentive this week, to do it for Ken, win the last showdown.
Sure.
Wow.
And as I said, and Showdown's form goes out the window, and I'm sure Kenny will have them absolutely fired up and raring to go. So I'm sure they'll be frothing at the mouth when they run out of the first bounce, and we'll be ready for that.
Yeah, well done. Did you hear the presser between the two coaches? There was a bit of a love-in?
I didn't know. They obviously coached together for a while there, so they're sort of friendly and
fair enough. I mean, fair enough.
I'm sure there's a bit of enmity there under the surface, but no.
What was that word?
Enmity.
Oh, wow. Did you know what that means, Tim?
No, just with Crows and Port rivalry,
Yeah, no, I had one, but the wheels fell off, so I've no idea what that means. Who?
We'll leave it at that.
Good. Let's leave.
I thought he said an enema. That's the one that you put up your ginge.
No,
that's an enema. No, thanks.
Oh, that's that sea urchin on the bottom of it. Yeah, let's go to a break.
Correct.
It's 20 minutes past 5, back with Rob.
All right, 19 after 5. Here's your roads.
Evening there. She is the full dog's breakfast of the drive home tonight. Dry Creek, a collision on the north-south motorway. Near the Port of Expressway, delays are kilometres long there. Salisbury Heights, a trailer has tipped over Main North Road near Target Hill Road. That's a disaster too. And Torrensville, multi-car smash on Henley Beach Road at Marion Road. Also big delays there. And to top it off, another collision with monster delays at Marden, Lower Port Race Road near Southern Phoenix Reserve. Got a camera too, Wamma Road, Penfield. Not a chili fan? Try Porto's new Portuguese barbecue basting for that smoky hit of flavour to your chicken. Whole chicken and family chips, just $19.95 at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Yeah, well, we can't pay overtime at 5AA. We should have said goodbye, Rob. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, boys. I charge a very high rate, so
have the very best you can in Showdown 58, because it's the games that you want to win, these ones.
Absolutely.
Sold out Saturday night. Cannot wait.
Can't wait, boys. We'll hopefully get you a bottle of wine and hopefully bring home the 4 points.
It's Rusden Uncle Willie's fortified port. Mm-hmm. And they are as rare as rocking horse.
Hopefully you're drinking it, not Timmy, so we'll see.
God, Timmy can taste it. Hey, just a quick one before you do go. We did hear this week that the Crows have presented your management a longer term.
Yeah, tracking in the right direction, mate. So discussions ongoing. So
that sounds good.
Wow.
Have a good one.
Exciting.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
See you, mate.
All right, that's better. 21 after 5.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Hey, footy fans, mates distracting you when you drive? Don't stress, take the Footy Express. Relax and catch free public transport with your game day ticket. Head online and search Footy Express. A message from the Government of South Australia.
1-800-GOT-JUNK does two things differently.
We repurpose most of the junk we haul away.
So the upcyclables get upcycled to a family that needs them. And the recyclables get recycled.
Your neighbours are happy and the planet is healthy.
What's number two?
We have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest junk removal service.
And that's good for your neighbours and for the planet.
And for you, because we can come the day you call us.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.au.
Got a couple of texts, Rowey, shut up, you're such a flog. It's just called theatre. It's just fun. It's Showdown 58. It's like that. It's called banter. Don't you live in that realm on the unique home style food text? Whoever's text number finishes in 250, you're a flog.
Now, read something that's really important.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying a new car, the time to do it is right now, during the Agostino Mitsubishi demo clearance sale.
Look, the fact is, Agostino is way overstocked, so all demos must go. Now, there's no time like the present to go out, get that car you've been dreaming of. For a lot less, you could be driving away in a feature-packed Mitsubishi demo.
God, they're great cars. Now, there's no shortage of great options available. How's this? And the thing everyone's been loving, every demo vehicle comes with its own 10-year warranty and 10-year cap price servicing. I'm telling you, we live this because we've got 3 or 4 of these Tritons from Aggies.
Yeah.
That is outstanding.
You can't beat it. There's
outstanding.
No doubt. Agostino Mitsubishi's demo clearance sale is on now, but only while stocks last. Head to Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes today.
You wake up and you're feeling a bit off. Your nose is runny, but maybe it's just a cold. That scratchy throat, though, that could be something worse.
Test for COVID, Flu A, Flu B and RSV in just minutes with Cell Life, the premium 4-in-1 rapid antigen test. Fast, reliable results. Make the smart choice for your health and your family. Insist on the brand the healthcare professionals prefer. Cell Life at leading chemists and Amazon. CELLIFE.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save is on now. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750, or spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450, or $1,000 and will only charge you $750. Don't miss the National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save on now. So rush into a National Tile store near you, or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save. Conditions apply.
Australia, the wait is over. AC/DC are back. Power up at the BP Adelaide Grand Final, Sunday, November 30. One of the world's greatest rock bands, AC/DC, with special guests Amel and the Sniffers. Limited premium concert viewing tickets into areas A and B still available. All tickets include access to the BP Adelaide Grand Final on Sunday. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
It's going to be a little bit weird without him next year, but I guess we've just got to enjoy the next few weeks while we've got with him. We appreciate everything he's done for us over the last few years, and let's try and send him off the right way.
Connor Rosie, 7 News, just moments ago, saying goodbye to Ken Hinkley. It's his last showdown. It's his last 5 weeks as well as the head coach. Thanks to Riley O'Brien coming in moments ago as we started talking Showdown 58, all thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Hello, Big Bazza from Manapara.
Hello, how you going, boys?
Hey, Barry.
Just a quick one, Mr. Rowe.
Yes.
Usually I'd support you left, right and centre. Oh, by the way, Timmy, that was really good what you said. I had one of the wheels fell off. In regards to May.
Yeah.
Early last year we saw Toby from
Green
GWS do the same thing.
Yep.
Supposedly going for a mark, and Pleto's going for a mark. No, his arms weren't out. His arms were tucked in. Bang, hit the guy in the head. 2 metre Peter did the same thing. I was going for the mark. 6'9", whatever. His arms weren't up. They were down, tucked in. May did the same thing, mate. That's not a football accident. The only thing he didn't do was jump off the ground. His arms weren't out in front. He wasn't grabbing the ball. He tucked the elbow in. Bang, hit him right in the chin. 3 weeks. I'd have given him 5. 2 metre Peter got what? 4? 5?
I think he got 4.
I would have given him 5, man. He deserved 5. That wasn't a football accident. I'm sorry.
Okay, thanks, Baz. Isn't it amazing? And I respect Baz's opinion. How we see things differently.
Oh yeah, I've just got a very severe text that says, "How would the contest look if May didn't make contact with him and May missed Evans' head with his shoulder? Would have been ridiculous. Francis Evans taking the ball cleanly, May running the other direction, past the contest. Evans just waltzing in a shot at goal. Please, he did it on purpose."
Yeah, there's a lot of people now going down that line.
Peter Wright got 4 matches for that hit.
He did he? Yeah. Hello, Ange.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Good, Ange.
Just had a rumour that apparently the Melbourne Football Club have rang up Nick and Josh Dacos to see if they could represent Steve May at the Tribunal. Maybe get him on.
Ange, you're being a bit facetious there, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Have a good night, boys.
Thanks, Ange. There is a little bit of that good guy, the protected species type of thing, and May's not in that group.
No, he's not. And
he's not.
And that's one thing about Stephen May. You wouldn't say he's the most popular man running around.
And he has got that in him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like he's got that in him.
Yeah. So just on that, I was just thinking that the Collingwood rule, I'd still think Darcy Moore got away with one. For him to come in and just
drop the knees,
collapse to the ground and put the knees in after the mark.
Yep.
Any other club, I reckon, would have been in strife.
Yeah. Well, who's he play for?
You know who?
That's right.
Collingwood.
Those representatives, the Dacos brothers,
which is the VFL, and
it's the law firm Dacos and Dacos.
Who would the AFL? Who would the AFL love to go all the way through till September?
Oh well, it helps with a lot of commercial areas.
It helps with a lot of things, doesn't it? Sad, isn't it?
But you can't.
Sad but true.
Can't say that's true.
Okay, I did. Hello, Andrew.
Well, I'll repeat it as well, Steve, if you like, because I reckon Nick Dacos would just about have to kill someone to be suspended for a grand final. Not much chance of that at all. But the reason I rang, you're talking before about Stephen May and the consistent phrase that comes out around the duty of care.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get the duty of care, but it appears that the player that is injured or comes off second best in these events has no duty of care. Has no duty of care to himself.
Yep.
Has no duty of care to his opponent that's involved as well. Now, I don't know about you, but over my life I've had a few interactions here and there, and one of the things I've had is the odd car accident, minor bingle and so on.
Mm.
Now, rarely is a driver assessed as being 100% in the wrong.
Spot on.
There's usually a percentage that's involved. Even if you have an accident, you fall on a footpath and you sue the council for it. I'd say, you may have had a few drinks, you may have been doing this, you may have been doing that. Sometimes there's percentage of blame that's apportioned to things. And it appears in this situation there is no penalty other than injury concerned for the player involved.
Spot on. Andrew, I've said it a number of times on this show, go and have a read of the NHL equivalent MRO, and they the first thing they look at is percentage of blame. So if a skater's coming in here and someone's coming in here and he can see it, and they say, well, mate, you instigated the contact just because you got knocked out, but you instigated it is unbelievable. I love it, and I wish we would do the same, but clearly we don't. So Frankie had a duty of care as equal as this is how the NHL look at it, as equal as Stephen May. So they're both going for a 50-50 ball. Why couldn't have Frankie just taken a little step back, not led with his head? How about wear a mouth guard? You know what I mean? Yep. They do it anyway.
Yeah, those things
are... They just don't.
And James has sent in a unique home-style food text saying pretty much the same thing. So we appreciate all your interaction. Keep your calls coming in, 8223 0000. We're going to speak after the 5:30 headlines to Adelaide United's favourite son, Craig Goodwin.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. The Premier will meet with disability group Bedford tomorrow as it prepares to enter voluntary administration. The National Farmers Federation is supporting the opposition's push for a scientific inquiry into Labor's decision to allow US beef imports. South Australia's algal bloom crisis has been compared to the devastation of the Black Saturday bushfires. And Port Adelaide captain Connor Rowey will play through the pain of a broken hand in the Showdown. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Swagger crashes look out for on the drive home tonight. Couple of Dry Creek still causing really big delays. It's on the north-south motorway near the Port River Expressway. Another one causing big delays at Salisbury Heights. A trailer has tipped over there. Main North Road near Target Hill Road. And Marden, another smash lower Port Rush Road near Southern Phoenix Reserve. Getting busy South Road Edwardstown with the camera Blacks Road Gillis Plains. Power up Android on Telstra. Discover great deals on a range of Android devices on Australia's best mobile network. Visit Telstra in-store or online today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Cloudy tonight and rain tomorrow, down to 13. At the moment, 15. More news at 6 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Have you seen the mascot for the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games?
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
It's a unicorn called Finny. If we were hosting the Commonwealth Games in South Australia, what would our mascot be?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
I reckon at the moment you'd have to say that South Australia would be represented by a dead stingray that the Federal Environment Minister didn't think was a natural disaster.
5AA breakfast.
Steve the asphyxiated stingray.
Yeah.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
You know there's something pretty nifty in the world of phones right now. The new Samsung Galaxy Z series. Yes, the Fold 7, Flip 7 and even the Flip 7 FE. They're sleek. They've got these magnificent foldable screens, pro-level cameras and a battery with more usage time than previous Flip models. Here's the best bit. Pre-order one at Harvey Norman and snag a bonus storage upgrade. You'll get 512 gig for the price of 256 gig. The new Samsung Fold 7 is like having a tablet that fits in your pocket. Big screen when you need it, sleek and compact when you don't. This offer wraps up on July 31st, so jump in and pre-order your Galaxy Z at Harvey Norman today.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Your daily cup of OTR just got a whole lot richer. Buy NEC coffee for a chance to win $1,000 daily when you scan the OTR app. In September 2, T's and C's apply. SAP 25/835. OTR. Serving up seriously good coffee.
Just minutes from Adelaide Oval is the Empire Bar and Pool. Now, it's the perfect pit stop before or after the footy. It's a great idea. Now, this is whether you're rolling with your mates in high spirits after a win or you've had a loss and you're not that happy about it, want to blow off some steam. Empire's central spot makes it easy detour for footy fans heading into or from the game.
Empire Bar and Pool, brilliant. Boasts 12 pub-size 8-ball tables, 16 American 9-ball beast of things, 2 elite Chinese snooker tables. I didn't think they had them. They've got private areas for hire, catering options, a booth seating that turns casual catch-ups into something, well, a little bit more legendary. I love those booths where you can just,
I'll tell you, it's great fun, isn't it? Just having a bit of a drink after the game and playing 8-ball or American 9-ball. It's fantastic stuff. Empire Bar and Pool. It's the basement of 2 Gresham Street City, open 7 days a week. Check it out.
The ultimate road trip sale is back. Gear up with exclusive deals at South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Sale. Get caravans, campers, motorhomes, camping and 4-wheel drive essentials and pro tips all under one roof. Plus, with free entry for under 16s, fun activities for kids and epic giveaways, there's something for wanderers of all ages. South Australia's Caravan, Camping and Outdoor Sale. 24th to 27th July at the Adelaide Showground. Get your tickets online.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
25 to 6. Very soon, Showdown 58 teams will drop. That's in 15 minutes. Who will Port Adelaide and the Crows bring in? Will Connor Rowey be included? That is all to come at 5:50. And we're calling on you to help 5AA shine a light on remarkable South Australians aged 70 and over on the search for 7 sensational South Australians over 70 who continue to achieve, lead and inspire. If you know someone sensational, it may be you, it might be a friend, it might be a neighbour, it might be a parent, someone Nominate them now, 5AA.com.au, and recognise their outstanding contribution. All thanks to 5AA and ECH. If you want more retirement living and home care service choice from the one provider, get more with ECH.
Well, some great news on the Adelaide United front. They are delighted to announce the return of former captain and club legend Craig Goodwin, who signed a 3-year deal with the Reds. Craig, welcome.
Hey, guys. Good to speak to you again.
Good to speak to you when you're back on home soil, mate. This is exciting. So, easy decision?
Yeah, to be honest, it was. At the time, obviously I left a couple of years ago. I think I made publicly then that I did want to stay. But having said that, I think it was a very good move to set me and my family up financially. I had a great time over there. I had the potential to stay over there for longer, but just wasn't interested. Just wanted to be, where I enjoy and love my football the most, and that's here in Adelaide.
I don't want to lie. We definitely missed you. There's no doubt about that. And we'll welcome you back with open arms and look forward to the first home game at Cooper Stadium. It'll be absolutely awesome. But we've had a bit of movement, including the coach, who's no longer there. We've lost Zach Clough, and looks like people are chasing Archie Goodwin. I mean, we've got to have a few blokes for you to play with.
Yeah, I think, that comes when you've got, obviously, over the last few years, a very young squad. So as a club has done and what the A-League is doing now, you're seeing a lot more young players getting opportunities, a lot more movement. That's going to be normal, I think, going forward for a lot of teams to have, a general higher turnover. So obviously a good move for Zach, for him to set himself up for the future. As we know, in professional sport, you don't get a career for your whole life. So when you get these opportunities, you do have to take them. But in terms of obviously the squad that we have, we still have a very strong squad. I'm hoping Archie sticks around. Would love the chance to play together and get the commentators their dream combination in terms of last names. I'm excited for this season. It's going to be, I think, a really positive one. But the biggest thing for me coming in this year with the squad and I guess the age and how they went last year in having a mixed season in a really good first half of the season and fell away. The biggest thing for me is just, the mental focus and the mentality going forward. If we can, as a group, improve that to really believe in the individuals that we have, believe in ourselves and the way we conduct ourselves in our everyday work, I genuinely believe there's no reason why we cannot win it.
Yeah. Well, the last season you had with us, you won the Johnny Warren medal. We all loved Carl Viet, and when he was moved on and then the new coach was announced in Ayrton Andrioli, I've met people who've gone, not bad, he's okay. We met Ayrton for the first time and I went, wow, he really... He impressed us, didn't he, Timmy? He left our...
Good first impression.
A great first impression. Tell us your first impression of Ayrton.
Well, my first impression came when I was about, I think, 11 years old.
Okay.
And he coached me in the Curver Academy, so when I was a lot younger, skills academy and stuff like that. And my first impression was the first session we had, he was juggling a ball while sprinting for about 30 metres.
Wow.
And back then I went, wow. And so from there, a lot of years later, obviously have known him for quite a while, a lot of conversations, football conversations. And, we have, I think, a very similar outlook and idea of, what it takes for the team to win. And that's, I guess, his mindset he said in his press conference. Obviously, there's a way of playing, there's a way of doing it, but first and foremost, in terms of young players pushing on, the idea is to win. We have to win. Everything is better. It's easier to sell young players on, but everything we do is for us as a mentality to be winners. And the youth team speak highly of him. The boys that I work with him, it's been good first impressions so far in the training sessions, and it's been, I guess, a decent start with the games that we've played in the first 3 friendlies. The real test comes on the 30th next week against Newcastle in the Cup. But yeah, it's been really good so far with Ayrton, and hopefully it's going to be a very strong season.
Do we need a keeper, Goody?
Well, I think yes, definitely. With obviously with Delhi going, but that's something for the club to look into. I'm sure they're looking into it. But again, then it opens up with Delhi going. That opens up the opportunity for the two young boys in there, in Ethan and Max, to really push on. I haven't seen that much as I'm doing my rehab, but the small parts that I have seen, I can see that the quality is there. And this is what I was saying before in terms of like the mentality and stuff. For me, if I look at it from last season, whether it's if we're talking about the keepers or we're talking just in general players, positions and stuff, last year the boys were first and second for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And you can't maintain that standard for a long time if you don't have the quality. So for whatever reason, there was a fade away. Let's say there was some off the field issues or everything like that. But for me, the biggest thing for us going forward this year is the mentality. And if we can be stronger mentally, more belief, more consistent in the way we work in every aspect of our approach, off the field, on the field, diet, all of these things, then there's no reason why, coming back to the goalkeepers, if they're doing that, there's no reason why they're going to kick on because they have the quality. There's no reason why other players that we have in there, these young boys that perhaps people don't know, are going to come on and people are going to go, wow, these kids are really good because the quality is there. For me, it's just that little bit of a mentality switch or change or focus to really bring out the true quality of, let's say, a lot of the younger ones more consistently.
Well, I suppose with the departure of Zach Clough and that'll give guys like Ryan White, Luka Janovic more opportunity as well to fill those roles.
Yeah, absolutely. And, obviously, whenever a player is going, that always brings the opportunity for younger ones. The club may potentially bring in some other players, and it is obviously a very young squad. So for me, if there was a little bit more experience, we have some experience, but if there was a bit more experience in there, I think that would be very, very welcomed and very needed. But having said that, we've got a lot of young boys, even though they're quite young in age, they have actually played a lot of games as well. So, you talk about Ethan Alagic has probably racked up about 80 games now, had a very strong season last year, will hopefully be even stronger this year. Johnny Yule, Luka, Panna. There's a lot of boys that, yes, they're very young in age, but they're starting to rack up a good amount of games to, not really be classed as an inexperienced player. So, we have the potential. Like I said, there's a lot of good talent within the squad, and it's been exciting the first month. So I'm really looking forward to obviously the cup game and everything going forward.
How's that foot recovering?
Really good. I am probably 1.5, 2 weeks away from full training.
Great.
A little bit. I say it's been a little bit slow, but it's actually right on track because obviously I want to get back as soon as possible, try and do it quicker and stuff. So I've basically had to stick right along schedule and not been able to push it any further. The times that we have pushed it started to flare up a little bit. We've had to let it settle down. So just one that, another 1 or 2 weeks. Just shy of that first game. So hopefully we'll get past that first round of the cup and I'm in the second round.
Welcome home, Goody. It's a bloody ripper, mate. You'll put bums on seats, Cooper Stadium, and you'll add to your 60 goals. Bloody beauty. Well done, Goody.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Well done. Welcome home, Craig. Good win to the Adelaide United Reds. Going to be an exciting season.
Well, with his crosses from the corner, I reckon we need to recruit a 9'11" striker.
Yeah, there's plenty out there.
Because he would put it, I don't know, 6'12", 7 foot something. Just get a big rooster there that doesn't need to jump.
Yeah.
Put a big hua in the box and he will put food on his head and then he just has to just direct it into the corner of that net.
Used to work well with Hiroshi Ibasuki because he was a bit taller than the pack and they used to grab him and scrag him down and everything because of that exact play you're talking about. So
he can put it on a thrupney
something
bit,
in
that
that.
kid. Yeah, there is. Hello, Quentin with a Q.
How you going, boys?
Did we have a bet about the Gold Coast Suns?
No, we actually didn't, right?
We kicked you fair in the nuts, Quentin.
Mate, I've still got ice around mine.
Fair in the goalies.
Moving forward. Round 24.
Yes.
Who have we got?
You got Brisbane.
No,
round
Essendon.
24.
No, round
Essendon. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant next week.
Two games.
No, round 24. You've got Port Adelaide, haven't you?
You little beauty, we might get a win at Adelaide Oval. And our first in Adelaide. Hey, look, yeah, we did get absolutely slaughtered. Very disappointing. Disappointing. Sitting in the cheer squad for the first half. My little chin was on the fence. Nothing happy about it. Oh, it was. I've seen the photos. Bloody terrible. But, you know, that's what footy is. We go there. Yeah. We hope our team's going to win. And you guys just absolutely slaughtered us.
Yeah. I called it.
It was a surprise. But that's all right. We've got Brisbane. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Big game at home.
Well done.
Keep that ice on your goalies, Quentin. Thanks, mate.
Good luck, mate.
Let's go to Grange. Hello, Mark.
Great, guys. How are you?
Good, Mark.
Look, I was thinking about that incident with May. Did the other chap from Carlton have a mouth guard?
No.
No? Well, you know, I always tell my kids playing football, if you're going to play football, wear a mouth guard. And they refuse because they can't breathe. So what I did, I drilled 3 tiny little holes and they breathe properly, where they just won't wear it because they can't breathe properly. That's the problem with mouth guards. They've got to get fixed somehow.
Yeah,
but I made 3 tiny holes and it's working all right.
It's great news. Well, the mouth guards now are fantastic. They were bloody big chomper of things with us. I never wore one because you couldn't shoot your gob off.
Yeah, I found a way.
Now, on the other side of this break, all thanks to Barnacle Bills, we're going to have the Showdown 58 teams. Ooh. So who will they select for Saturday night? Let's check your traffic first. Those will come straight after this.
Dead set shocker on the roads tonight. Crashes pretty well everywhere. Dry Karika collision on the north-south motorway at the Port of Expressway with big delays. Salisbury Heights, a trailer has tipped over Main North Road near Target Hill Road. Horrendous delays outbound. Trays in the Salisbury Highway instead. And Martin, the crash causing delays lower Port Rice Road in the Southern Phoenix Reserve. It's also causing headaches. Cameras Lines Road, Holden Hill and South Terrace at Paraka. Woolworths Port Adelaide is now open. Head down and enjoy delicious fresh fruit and veg and 100% Aussie-grown meat. You'll find the fresh new Woolworths in Port Adelaide Plaza Shopping Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5AA is inviting you into the studio every afternoon. Head to the 5AA live stream.
Live life your way with personalised disability support and aged care services. Visit completecare.com.au today.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
If you eat too much junk food or drink too many sugary drinks, toxic fat can build up around your vital organs, releasing dangerous levels of chemicals that bring heart disease, type 2 diabetes and cancer closer. When you think of toxic fat around your vital organs, making some small changes like eating less junk food or drinking less sugary drinks is no big deal. Visit sa.livelighter.com.au today. A message from the Government of South Australia.
I can vouch for this. It's the best Beechwood home yet. It's now open. It's the new multi-level Beechwood Beauty and Craigburn Farm. It's a masterpiece of design, innovation and construction.
I'll second it. It's knocked Jodie's house off. This is
amazing.
Inspired by the timeless glamour and style of Palm Springs in California, it's aptly named the Caliente.
Caliente.
This starlet. This starlet of a home is perched on the high side of a road. It's got endless possibilities and spaces for entertainment inside and out. Or you can simply lounge around the fireplace, taking in the stunning views, jump in that lift, go downstairs, turn right, walk into the... What do you call that thing with the wine in it?
The
wine room.
Climate control.
Temperature control.
Yeah.
Pick a Rusden and block your bung.
There you go. The Beechwood Caliente is a home designed for all generation.
Wow.
It even features its own elevator climate control wine room. The team at Beechwood Homes have gone all out there they cannot wait for you to see the Caliente open for inspection. Do yourself a favour. Take your family, take your partner, whatever. Drive up Saturday and Sunday, 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm, that's Simon with a Y, 1 till 4:30 p.m, and you'll just have a magnificent day out checking this house out. It is amazing. Best home Beechwood Homes have ever built. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip. From 1 to 9 yards across the Barossa, Clare and, of course, Gawler. You can get new and demo Ford Rangers in Clare, Mitsubishi Outlanders, Hyundai Hybrids and Mazda CX-5 in Nuriutpa, Jack Utes in Gawler, plus over 300 certified used vehicles in stock. Head to one of Steinborner's 9 locations or view the whole range at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
You wake up and you're feeling a bit off. Your nose is runny, but maybe it's just a cold. That scratchy throat, though, that could be something worse.
Test for COVID, Flu A, Flu B and RSV in just minutes with Cell Life, the premium 4-in-1 rapid antigen test. Fast, reliable results. Make the smart choice for your health and your family. Insist on the brand the healthcare professionals prefer. Cell Life at leading chemists and Amazon. CELLIFE.
Finding the best schools and teachers in my area, discovering new extracurriculars, plus back-to-school advice. Education updates. That's news to me. Visit The Advertiser today.
At Coles, save this week with great half-price specials on Lunchbox faves. Like half-price Sanitarium Up & Go Liquid Breakfast, 6 by 250 mils, now just $6.30. Shop in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Every week's our biggest game from here on out. As I said before, there's no lack of motivation for these type of games.
It is Showdown 58, all thanks to Barnacle Bill, serving South Australians quality seafood and much, much more for over 50 years. The teams are in for Saturday night at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide first, Timmy G.
Okay, so going out, Manny Liddy, Will Lorenz, Dylan Williams, all omitted. Coming in, Connor Rozee, Jed McEntee and Joe Berry. So Joe Berry and McEntee will start on the interchange, and Connor Rozee will go straight to half-back.
The Adelaide Crows, Rowey.
Just a couple of queries on that. Jed McEntee?
Yeah, I did the game last week. There was a lot of good players, not maybe in that position. Joe Berry, he did enough to have a look at.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was surprised by that. But whether they got him in mind for something, I was looking at your half-backs, maybe that is he looking to stop Wayne Miller running or something like that?
Okay, well, he might be set it because he has been able to do that over the years, hasn't he? Crows are going unchanged. No real surprise there. Emergencies Cook back from being concussed. Burgess, who's been the sub pretty much all year. And I think Smithy's been named, B. Smith, as backup for Hinge. Now, what a great backup that is. I mean, B. Smith was probably the second best last week, 30-odd touches from half-back. When he was in the team, he was terrific. So they've got coverage now in a couple of those positions. I did say to Riley O'Brien, it's probably the one that they don't. So, yeah, there it is. Showdown 58 teams are in. I just want to play this grab again. We played it with Riley O'Brien a bit earlier. The numbers don't lie with champion data. Every stat that's any stat they know about. And a lot of people are now focusing on the Crows' back six. Now, their front six is being lauded, and so it should. Keys, Alex, Neil, Bullen and Rankin as the small, Stillthorpe, Fogarty and Walker. They're very, very hard to stop if they get any sort of supply in there. But the back six numbers are frightening. Have a listen to Daniel Hoyne from Champion Data.
No one should be surprised with what they are doing. Over the whole season, their defensive profile is the best defensive profile in the competition. Up until round 5, they were conceding 92 points. Post-gather round, so round 6 to 19, defensively, in the 4 key areas that we look at, 1, 1, 1 and 1. Unbelievable. It is bulletproof. They are giving up 63 points a game for a 4-month period. So what they're doing at the moment, if it continues, only Geelong in 2022, who won a flag by 81 points, and Sydney in 2014, who reached a grand final, would have conceded fewer points over a 4 or 5 month period.
And their stats, he's not a statement man. He's not a analyst of the game. He's a statistician. He called it bulletproof. Worrell and Keane are number 1 and number 2 for intercepts in the AFL. So from Port's perspective, if you want Georgiadis, Lukosius and Lord, the bigs, to get at the end of it, you're going to have to have some good delivery in there. Worrell and Keane, number 1 and number 2 for intercepts in the AFL. Number 1 and number 2, 156 inside D50s, one-on-ones, outmarked only 14 times.
Incredible.
I mean, it's an incredible number. Now, David King is a man that does make statements, and he made this statement about the defence.
I just think when you look at this group behind the ball, we've got to start talking about them like we do the GWS Giants or the Brisbane Lions, because it's not necessarily recognised talent just yet, but I think this is how all great teams start. They don't really care about reputation. Everyone wants to highlight Michael Annie, or they want to highlight the run and gun of Miller. I just think these guys in the air are the reason they're going to go deep and, if not, win this thing in 2025.
And you think about Nick Murray getting it all together. Rory Laird's a All-Australian half-back. He just sucks up everything like a vacuum cleaner. Max Michaelani very rarely beaten one-on-one. And Wayne Miller is just fantastic with the run and dash from the back.
So
and then
maybe,
they got the threes.
Maybe that's McEntee's role, is either on Laird or a Miller.
Could be.
To try either curb Laird's amount of ball or to stop Miller run and gun.
Well, they're going to have to come with a plan, aren't they?
Yeah, well...
And they will. If there's one thing I know Ken will do, he will have a plan and he'll have them bought in on it and buy in on it.
Well, last time, as we've mentioned already, Bergman went straight to Dawson. I'd be surprised if he lines up down back.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised.
Rowie, you just said that B. Smith is in for Hinge. Hinge's name, do you know something? No. B. Smith is an emergency. So he is the backup for Hinge. Now, Hinge is about 80% fit. If he wakes up on a Saturday morning and that hip point is still sore, well, you've got someone you can roll straight out in B. Smith, who is, that's exactly right, the emergency.
All thanks to Barnacle Bills, those teams serving South Australian quality seafood for much, much more. For over 50 years, a great mob there, Barnacle Bill. It is time for us to get to the 6 o'clock news. Those were the Showdown 58 teams.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.